Hi there, everyone, and welcome. Can I just do a quick sound check? Because we know what a disaster we had yesterday. If you are here, if you can hit the like button, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do. What? Are you joking? No sound. The hell? Hang on. Hello, hello, hello. There should be. Hang on. Okay, good. Okay, so if you are here, if you can hit the like button, and if you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. So we had some updates yesterday in the case. I came off here, went live on TikTok, and we had some right updates. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So the first thing that we are going to do is when I came off here last night, we were given some information on a voice recording of a call that took place between Madison, Allison, and the George family members. And then JS, who is an alleged suspect, he also had left a voice note. And so we played those last night and they've piqued a lot of interest. So let's share the screen, guys. I've had to upload them so you can hear them. Let me just change. Have they gone on my shorts? Okay, so I'm going to play the one between Madison and John first, okay?
Hey, listen, Mark. Yeah, John just thought that. Michael sent Johnny a location. Me and Johnny were in the house, right?
Listen, no, hear me out 1 second, love. Hear me out 1 second. Johnny told me that he was there, tied up like a turkey by the police.
Yes, I know he was.
Right.
Said to Johnny,
where is that location?
Exactly. This is what he can't remember because he's put it in.
He's going to need to fucking remember.
I know he does.
This is important here for my family.
I know, you don't understand how much I know and like how much this is the only thing that we need to at least know the location of the police stop because it's probably the biggest clue ever. Like, you don't understand how much I know this needs to come out.
Madison, Johnny's there with you. I know he is. Put him on the phone, please.
No, he actually isn't. He isn't.
Where'd he go? And he was there in the last call. How did she know we were?
I'm out. He wasn't. I'm out.
Right. Get me that location. Billy's already told you. Get the location, and we're all out of here.
Yes.
But I'm telling you now, love, there's going to be no fucking stone left unturned here till we find him.
I know. I actually know this is why I'm trying to tell everybody. Like I said to Johnny, please get me, like, if when you left the house, what direction did you drive and where was the place? Like, just the direction of the driving.
Yeah.
And he said he drove towards Torrevieja and then up out. He doesn't know the exact location, but he said.
So Torrevieja is the other way from Benidorm?
No, Torrevieja is actually. No, Torrevieja is like on the way to Benidorm.
On the way.
But
how long did he drive for? Now he said this happened around 10 o'clock.
Yes, it was about 9:30.
And the police stopped him while John was still alive.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
John wasn't injured. No way to say that John was injured. He wasn't.
You're not going to do the man take to go home.
So, can I just explain the whole start from the day?
That's John's kids you hear crying in the background, love.
And I don't know even.
I know, Ken, I know, son. You're going to need to get us this location here. Get on to Johnny. Get on to Johnny. Tell him to get on to Molly and find out where John's body is.
We get the body, we're home.
So see, after this happened,
Now he's he's been to that place as well in and out the last 2 days.
yes, I know, but
Is he in there telling him his part in this here?
what is it?
Is he in telling his part?
I don't know what Michael's in telling them, but he better be telling them the truth. But Michael's.
I don't think he is because they keep letting him out to come back again. He's with them now, I think.
Yeah, I know. Darren texted me saying that he's trying to throw me under the bus, but
Oh, he's going to throw you all on the bus, and you're going to have to throw him on the bus here.
no, just tell him the truth, and now I can because I'm away from him.
I know, but listen, tell me. You were there in the house. You're going to have to tell the PSNI what happened. Tell them.
No, but they didn't.
It's not class as town. Johnny said John was his friend.
I know, Mark. See your mum, Michael. Johnny actually couldn't wait to send Michael home with him just to show Jerry Werner and to show everybody else that John was over in Spain actually working with serious men, because Michael is so serious. Johnny couldn't wait to send him home. See, when Michael came to our house around that night, says that Georgie didn't make it to Benidorm, me and Johnny shit ourselves.
What did he say when he came in the door?
And why was Johnny sitting in the wee bar crying, letting on his granddad died?
That was Dan.
That was Dan.
Yeah, Dan rang me crying, saying his nanny died, and went to the leaving.
What did Michael say when he came in? For them is to shake themselves. What did he come in and say?
Well, so his exact words, and what you seen when he walked in the door, he said what?
Right, can I explain what happened?
Like, go ahead.
Can I give you the whole...
Well, just what did he say?
What did he say? Go. What did Michael say when he walked in the door?
I says I don't know what to do.
He said that.
What made you shake yourself with some saying that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't scare you. I wouldn't scare you, sure.
No, because he came in with the thing.
What thing? Say it.
I can't.
Right. He came in with a gun. And what did he say?
And he was shaking. Oh, he's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And Johnny was like, what the fuck do you mean? And he was like, I've just done that to Georgie. Johnny said it.
What the matter, Georgie? Hit him or what?
Oh my God. He came in and he says, oh my God, it's so hard to say.
Just say it.
It's so hard.
It's hard for fucking us.
I know it is.
Say the words, Madison.
Matty, just say what he said. You don't matter, Georgie. That's all we need to know. They tell you murder, Georgie.
I know. I've already told Don what he said anyway, but he came in and so at the start he was shitting himself, and then Johnny seen the thing, and I don't even want to say it. Johnny seen it, right? And he was like, Johnny did offer. He says, do you want me to take it? Blah blah blah. Michael was like, no, I'll take it. So Michael still has it. Michael was like, I'm taking it and I'm cleaning it. I'm doing all this and I'm doing this. And Michael then, after 10 minutes of us in my apartment shitting ourselves, Dan wasn't even here at this point. Dan was still up in a bar. He was in the Abbey Tavern.
Tell me this, was Dan with John when Michael done that?
No. Dan was in the Abbey Tavern, but earlier on that day, Dan, John and Michael all went out for something to eat.
You're not going to lift that in this one.
And me and Johnny were in the house, and then Michael has dropped Dan to the bar, and then Michael texted Johnny a pinned location and says, can you bring John's stuff here?
So where's this pin? Take it, Johnny, get rid of his phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Johnny's innocent and all this, why the fuck does he need to get rid of his phone? Tell Johnny to get that location. He needs to find John here.
I know.
He needs to pull his big boy knickers up and get it done.
We're not going home with John.
Your fella, Mike, Georgie, and Johnny keep going on about how he's a transformer, how he's like John Wick and all. Like Johnny is actually genuinely scared of Mike as well.
He's not as scared of
Well, listen.
So that's all.
You can sue your employer for unfair.
Stop. Let's go back. So that was the call with Madison. There's a lot of stuff in there. Some of it's hard to decipher because obviously the accent is there as well. But Madison knows a lot more than she is letting on. She already said at the beginning of that, you don't know basically how much I know that I can't basically say. Well, they don't want you to give the ins and outs. They just want a location of where they can find John. Simple as that. And yet she still can't give them that. She still can't give them that. I think the walls are starting to crack between them all. But we will see in the coming days if more information is given. Now, also, what came out yesterday was a call between, well, it wasn't a call, it was a voice note between JS and John George's partner. Now, this is really hard to decipher because he sounds to me like he's been drinking, but you will be able to decipher it and you'll be able to play it. I've uploaded it, and I think if you listen to it a few times, things will make sense and more sense to you.
Afraid to fucking sound there. The stuff I know and the stuff I have fucking proof of just fucking make that man look the devil. That he's my mate, and that's not what I want. I hope he turns up. You know what I mean? I fucking hope he turns up. The worst thing I done was let him fucking stay in my spare room for 2 nights, try and get him out of that shithole because he's fucking off his head for 10 days, which I didn't know at the time. I thought I was just doing him a good turn. He's saying he's fucking got all this good work, blah blah, fucking bullshit. Fucking getting all these fingers pointed at me. Listen, see if these fucking accusations keep coming, I'm just gonna get another fucking monologue of everything. All these mad fucking, he's been seen in Benidorm here, he was seen on the beach, weeks after I've seen him get my fucking solicitor on this, the cops on this, I'm gonna make this a big deal. There's no one me throw my name in the dirt for something like that. And listen, I have I can use fucking even point the finger at me. When the Guardia Civil, the main police in Spain, have my details, have my car, have the times, have whoever the fuck he was with, surely, because they took all my fucking information, raided my car completely. Like, seeked out the lad, looking for guns and drugs, everything. And then, by the time it finished for me, it was then whoever he was off town, I was told to leave the fucking scene and get on my way home. Told them where I lived. They said, right, make your way home now. If you're only here to drop belongings off, leave. And it was my solicitor who actually had to translate that, or else I probably would have had to fucking wait around till they were all searched, blah blah blah. And the last words I heard from George, he was brought over to see the fucking, make sure it was his stuff. Claim responsibility for the stuff. It was just clothes, passport, a bag he had to get at the airport because something about leaving fucking shoes, and basically that was it, his passport. And then they untied me and stuff, uncuffed me, and my solicitor told me that they have to let me go now. I was told to go home. And you're saying, calm? What the fuck else do you expect me to do? These are all fucking saying, first of all, apparently I shot him, and then apparently I set him up with the Scousers for Rooster, who I don't even fucking have any communications with until now, all this madness, you know what I mean? Apparently, because he was the Scousers' money. See all their dealings? I don't bother what. I have legitimate businesses, unlike them, you know what I mean? Who's half the age, you know, they run around like fucking muppets. You'll probably find he's sitting in some fucking parties that's gonna pop up, you know what I mean? I was back home in Belfast, I remember days he fucking went disappeared for near months. Like, where the fuck's Georgie and all the care, and they're like, fuck knows. Next thing he's been cracked out, spunked a fortune. So I don't know, see what's gonna keep going against. We just see, I just post all them, him sitting in random gas with fucking people I'd never seen in my life, floors I wouldn't even recognise. Looks like the fucking ancient fucking Portugal or ancient fucking Spain or something. You know what I mean? Sitting with a crack pipe in front of him, fucking a week before Christmas. 2 kids, as you're saying, 2 kids. You know what I mean? It's not nice. It's very fucking sad, Danielle, but my name will never get to feel in the fucking mud. My solicitor back home's on the ball. My solicitor here's on the ball laughing, saying, are you fucking joking me? You know what I mean? I'm your alibi. You know what I mean? I was the proof for you going west side with Guardia Civil. So, get my fucking name out of your mouth. He was in my house for 2 days. He said he was bored shit that's up here because nobody wanted to go out sniffing cocaine with him and go and find cheap prostitutes because we actually have lives and make money legally. Okay? So, I swear to God, keep one more family member messages me in an unpleasant way saying, you know where he is, you killed my son, you set him up, blah, blah, blah. There's 1,000 different fucking stories going around. Get your fucking facts straight and let the Garda and the fucking PSNI and the Interpol do their fucking work. You know what I mean? Dude, why they're not doing anything like a dumb wee man Jay Slater, sending out search teams from Holland, left, right and centre. I mean,
So, as you heard there, that was JS speaking and giving his thoughts on the situation. Basically, he didn't really know anything other than, I think there was a point where he said he'd put John up for a couple of days and that John was just interested in doing the white devil's dandruff and drinking and obviously finding sex workers and things like that. So, we have to, I mean, you've got two versions of the thing here, haven't you? You've got Madison, who basically did that TikTok post, who, I mean, let's just recoup on what she said in the first place, because she said one thing in the beginning and now we're hearing something completely different. Hang on. Let me just find that for you. Ah, that's if she's still on here. Okay, bear with me, guys. Stop the screen, try again.
I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of all the rumours. I've been off social media for 2 weeks. While I've been off social media, I have not been hiding or fleeing. I've been where I am right now. I'm sure it's known because it's all over social media. I'm not far away from my house. I'm not far away, so I'm not. So I'm just coming over on here to clear up some rumours that I'm sick of hearing. I'm not running. I'm not fleeing. The police back home has just advised me to stay here until it is safe. I can't go back to Northern Ireland because my whole family is in danger, and even more so me. I've 30 death threats back home, and I'm getting threatened over here too. So the police advised me to stay safe. And while I'm here staying safe, I have told the family every single bit of information they know. So yous are only going after my family and after me still because the family have not let yous know that all their information that they know has came from me. So just letting yous know that they only know what they know because of me. And they've not let you know that the information has came from me. That's fully fine. I understand why. That's fine. It doesn't bother me, but it's bothering me that yous are all after my family when I'm helping. And we all are helping, massively helping. The family's just not letting them know that. The place, the British place, they know I'm helping too. They know I'm nothing to do with it.
So there we have it. She's saying in one breath one thing, and then in this other video, she's saying something else. She made out completely that she was being super duper helpful, and she hasn't really been super duper helpful, has she?
But hence the reason they're keeping everyone safe that I know and everyone around me. But right in this minute in time, no one's safe, especially me, until John's found. So I pray he's found this week. I really do pray he is found this week so my life can go back to normal and we can go back to our dogs and everything is normal. But the other rumour I want to clear up is my dog's not abandoned at all. Never in my life would I do that. We only moved house for our dogs, 6 XL bullies in that apartment you're seeing online. A 2-bedroom apartment with 6 dogs. No. So that new villa you're seeing is where the dogs are with the dog minder. The dog minder unfortunately left at 11 a.m. I have cameras all around the house. I watch. She left at 11 a.m. At 11:44, they came around, smashed my whole house up, and the dogs got out. The dogs are now in safe hands because the police have been looking after them, and the police have been chasing them about the place because you have let them out. You let them out, so they did. My dog, all the dogs were going to be killed yesterday by 1 o'clock. if I did not give away information. But if I knew where John was, I could make this family at peace. I could put this family in peace. And I could also have my family get their own life back and be able to stay in their own houses. And I can also have my life back and go back around to my house and back around to my dogs. But I don't know that information. And Billy, everyone else in the family, all know the information I know. So they're keeping it from you, obviously, because it is their family member. And the information will be put out there when they feel like it. I asked them if they wanted me to tell the Spanish police what I told them, and they said yes. So the Spanish police were wrong. And I'm also waiting on them ringing me back just to ask more. They don't want to meet up with me because they know that I'm in this safe place staying here until John is found. No dogs are abandoned. No one's fleeing the country. That's it. Hopefully John is found this week. Please say a prayer for his family. That's all. But at this minute in time, I'm trying to protect myself from everybody out there and my family back home, and the police are protecting them from all users on social media, not believing me and not believing the family. So that's it. That's all I've got to say. No dogs are abandoned. No one's fleeing Spain, and everyone is only here to help. That's it.
Except for her, she's not going to help though, is she? She's being the least helpful person, because in that video she's like, yeah, I'm being really helpful, and well, if you were being really helpful, you'd be given more information, and the family would be more informed of stuff that's gone on. And then we hear this phone call that went on where she clearly does know stuff, and she's withholding it. She said at the very beginning of that call, but basically, if only they knew what information that she was holding on to. So it's like, make up your mind. Don't come out on social media, because then when you do something else and then you say to the family, well, I know a bit more information, but I can't talk because, if only you knew what I knew. Well, they want to know what you know. Well, they want to know where John is, really. Forget all the stuff around the edges. They just want to know where John is. And they're still being given the runaround. And they could have really utilised the search teams a whole lot better if they had a location. Now, obviously, there's other stuff going on. I think there was a mention of lemon fields. Why would she not leave comments on too if she's got nothing to hide? Exactly, Hannah. If you've got nothing to hide, but then I suppose she knows she's going to get a whole bucket of abuse from people, isn't she? And people who know that they're going to get hammered in their comments will turn them off rather than deal with them. I mean, even if she'd have left them on, she probably wouldn't have had to have answered them. But to go from not assisting the family to coming on social media to say that you're assisting the family, and then obviously other stuff coming out that, well, you've given them part information, it's not good enough. And then obviously the call or the voice note with JS is basically him putting the shift in. I said in my live last night, it kind of reminds me of the Liam Payne case, where they're like, oh, do you know what, we're just going to shift the blame onto them and try and take the limelight off of us, because the worse we can make him look, then the more sympathy we might get over them having the sympathy. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people wouldn't sympathise with John when they hear half the stuff that he said. But what they don't realise is that at the end of the day, most people know that John hasn't been any kind of angel. There's a history there. And for most people now, this is about reuniting John's parents, his partner, his children with John. John's body, as they believe, is going to be the situation. And when we hear this, it kind of confirms, and you can see why they believe 100% that he has been murdered. And then you've got the Spanish police saying other stuff. So then what we had, I just wanted to share with you after those voice notes. So the other ones, they are there loaded up for people to watch on replay. I know. And the sad thing is as well, on the video with her, the kids are crying in the background. They're his kids. And yet she still couldn't give him the information. Oh, it just infuriates me. No, that's not the one. That's not the one. Okay, so I just want to come over. So we've been having a little bit of an update. Oh, I didn't know they'd done a video. Let's see what they say. But Interpol are now involved in the case of missing John George. And that's a good thing, because that means that this is now being taken a lot more serious, and that the Spanish police are going to have to up their game a little bit. And hopefully they will help with sort of communicating back here to the police service Northern Ireland. So that is good news that Interpol are involved. Hopefully this might make things crack a bit more. But what I get from the voice note, from the call, from things that we've heard previously, is that someone's going to throw someone under the bus. It's not going to be long. Thieves will always turn on each other. Criminals turn on each other, because whatever happens now, it's like, well, how can I lessen the sentence to myself, or lessen my punishment to myself? So that's all we can hope for, really, isn't it, at the end of the day? Let's just hope now with Interpol, with these protests that have been going on, and I think release it. See, normally in a lot of situations, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily release. So for a start off, I haven't released the video which shows the last known sighting of John alive. One, because that could be evidence, and the media hasn't shown that. And it could be that it could be used in court, right? So the last thing really for something like that is it's not going to put any pressure on. It's not going to make any difference in terms of Madison and everyone else. But it could make a difference in a courtroom, especially if the people in it are involved. So that's why I haven't shown that, and I don't intend to show that. I don't need to show that. The reason why I decided to share the voice note and the obviously with Madison's TikTok page, she's put herself out there. She's opened the door. And until we got the door opened, I wasn't naming her. And I still only really refer to the other person as JS, or the alleged suspect, because, to be honest, until something is more concrete, until he names himself or puts himself out there, then we've got her saying his name, saying that they're both basically innocent, but he hasn't put himself out there. And also, let's just say what they're saying is, well, they know what happened, but they didn't do it. And then we're all saying that they murdered John George and we've named them. That's never a good move on social media. So you have to be really careful. But with the voice note and the call, I don't know what the laws are in Spain, but usually you have to have permission. And usually in a court of law, where you've recorded someone without their consent or knowledge, they're not bits of information that can be used in court. Now, I don't know 100% if that works the same way out in Spain. However, these voice notes are everywhere on social media as well. So with that in mind, and the fact that the chances of them being used as information in a trial or anything like that just because they are recorded and they probably weren't aware. And the voice note probably shouldn't have, like, when you send it, it's private, and unless you consent, again, it's difficult, isn't it, to know what the laws are, but they may not be used in law over in Spain. It just depends on the laws where people come from. So with that in mind, plus the fact that they are all over social media, whereas the video isn't as much, I made the decision that I was sharing them, and I wanted to do it to help put the pressure on, to help, because the more we are able to share, obviously, if I thought it would jeopardize the case in any way, I would have withheld from that, but they are everywhere, all over the internet now. So, me sharing them isn't going to make the blindest bit of difference in that respect, but also I don't think that they would be usable just because they are posted, recorded without their consent and publicized. So, but the video with him, with the people, could be evidence of those people being with him before anything happened. So that's different. And the police had already kind of clocked that bit of information that was already publicized, that there was footage. We probably shouldn't have been given access to that footage, but that's just how I roll. Not everyone rolls the same way. We all do things differently. Right, okay. Let's just see what ITV. Sorry,
At Animal Friends Insurance, we don't insure these or these.
I can't see the screen at the moment, the chat at the moment, just because I'm on a different page, which is a pain in the neck.
Who all help to protect them. Every pet insured with Animal Friends helps us to give millions to animal welfare and conservation charities. Get pet insurance you can be proud of. Animal Friends Insurance. Wildly different.
Interpol could make all the difference, in fact, because we have PSNI, we have the Spanish police, and we now have a third agency. We have, as I understand it, all their resources bringing to bear onto this investigation. That can only be of positive news to the George family in their increasingly distraught attempts to recover the body of their son.
Well, that was the shortest clip in history, wasn't it? So the investigation into the disappearance of West Belfast father of two, John George, in Spain has now gone international, with Interpol getting involved. The police service Northern Ireland confirmed the development in an update with the family. Interpol is working with the police forces in other countries. Mr. George, who is also known by John Hardy, has been holidaying in Spain. Well, he was led, they believe, on the pretense of a holiday, but he was in Spain, and then he was last in touch with the family. Now, we know from what we've heard recently, that basically he was a bit of a pain. He would be constantly on the phone, as in, like, we'd be like, oh, bloody hell, it's John again. Like, he was just constantly in touch with his family. So when they didn't hear from him, they just knew something wasn't quite right. And you know your loved one better than anyone. But it was 4 days later that he was reported missing after he failed to board his flight back home for Christmas. Now, they kind of sort of basically said, he's the sort of person who would just be constantly in touch, and you'd just never be rid of him. He was quite codependent on his family, to be honest. Now, speaking to the UTV on Sunday, the solicitor, Kevin Winters, said Interpol's involvement could make all the difference. He said, we have Police Service Northern Ireland, and we have the Spanish police, and now a third agency. And as I understand it, we have all the resources bringing to bear on this investigation, and that can only be could be positive news for the George family in their increasingly distraught attempts to recover the body. So Interpol is the International Criminal Police Organization. They are an governmental organisation, and they help police basically in their work to obviously try and investigate crimes and close crimes. So it is a good thing. And also, for example, like when Harshita Brella's husband murdered her and pissed himself off to India, Interpol can work to actually get him extradited back into the UK where he belongs. So they do a lot of work. Now, the family are saying they're not leaving Spain without John. It's a difficult one because they're, the concern for me is could he be in the water? Now, his sister said emotions have been high. They've continued searching. Their sort of positivity when they're going because they're getting a bit of information is then dashed afterwards because they don't get any news or they've been given the runaround. And this girl has been given them the runaround. The mother of JS has given them the runaround. So when they think they're getting somewhere, they're getting nowhere. And obviously, I mean, this is crazy. Like, I mean, we thought Jay Slater was crazy. And we thought a few of the other cases we covered was a bit crazy, but this is probably going to be wild after all this. They just want what they believe to be a body. And in the cases that I've covered, never have we kind of been going, right, well, we're looking for a body based on information. A lot of this that the family got themselves, because obviously Spanish police were not communicating with people. So that a lot of this has come from the family themselves. So we're going on what they're telling us. And I've never been in a situation where it's been really like difficult to balance because yes, they're saying they believe he's dead. That's what they've been told. And then we've got the, Spanish police saying he then could be shot. And in between that, we were like, well, they think that he's dead, but we don't 100% know if he's dead. Do you know what I mean? And it's really hard to balance that. But they truly do believe they are looking for his body. So that is, the approach that we are taking this at, bearing in mind the police have also said he could have been shot. Now they're saying that he was actually shot on the 15th. I read that somewhere when I was looking at some other information, and that'll come up in a minute. Now the 7 technicians and their search dog Rocco, who were taking part in this operation, searched over 1,200 acres of land with no more than 350 kilometers covered by foot. They've got the dog and the drones out there. They already had, I think, someone out there with drones. Rocco is a victim recovery dog, and he would be very key in trying to help find John. Now, they didn't find anything, and they have now had to retreat and go back home because they're volunteers and they've got day jobs that they must go back to. Now, obviously, this is continuing, and the areas that are looking at, like you can see in a lot of the videos, they're quite dense, they're quite sparse. Some of them are quite prickly, some of them are quite hilly. And I'm going to show you another couple of videos. There was an update from somebody searching saying that Madison had given them a location, and where the fuck do they start? And do you know what I mean? I feel absolutely so sorry for this family. I think I answered that one, Hannah. Sorry, I'm back in my little room now and I have to end my screen share. And then I wanted to go here. That's not the one I wanted, is it? That's not the one I wanted. Hang on. The family are also reporting threats to their lives. So I'm just trying to find the article. This has been spoken about a few times. So again, got to take it. It's from the Sunday World. I don't know. I think that I'm not sure what grade of paper that is because it's not one that we have here, I don't think. But they are quoting the family, and I have seen these quotes somewhere else. Let me just check you've got it on screen. Yeah. Okay. So gang threat to unalive desperate family of the Belfast man missing in Spain. And they say we are all living in fear as they search for John George in Spain. They say that they are under threat from a gang with links to loyalist paramilitaries. The family have allegedly been warned that their lives are in danger from criminals linked to Southeast Antrim and UDA, the ruthless breakaway faction of the terror group. Now, this is apparently coming from John's brother Darren, who says that they were warned of the threat recently and they are taking it really seriously as they continue, though, to search for his body. And what they're basically saying is that the man that they believe who unalived John is affiliated to the South East Antrim UDA. And what they're also saying is, but given what's happened to John and what they believe has happened to John, obviously, with them being told their lives are in danger when they go home, they're taking that seriously. Now, they do have a police liaison, and obviously, I'm sure the police are going to be keeping a close eye on everything and what's been going on. Now, like I said, with this, you've kind of got to take it for what it is. It's an article. They are quoting the brother, but I'm just sharing this with you because this is a real possibility. This is the types of people that we're dealing with. Sorry there, guys. I was just changing profile. Right, no, that's not the video that I wanted. Hang on. So the dad has done a new recent video as well. So I'm just going to share that with you. That was posted in that Facebook group. The Facebook group is really good for things for like regular updates. It's gone private now, though. I think it's gone private because a lot of things have been reported probably from that lot. And so until I think they go back to green or something, I think that's why it's gone private. But I think if you get invited into the group, you can probably still access it. You just can't. So this is John's dad again. This is another situation. Oh look, there's me commenting and I couldn't spell. Bloody hell. So I'm going to play this and then I'm going to play another one of the videos that is on there, which is the one where they were looking, saying that he could be around this area here. But let me just play this one for you guys. I'll just do this.
Fuck. Another day. Another fucking nightmare we are living. Why won't you just give the body up and we get out of here? Please. I said before, I'll say it again. I've never begged for anything in my life. But if you want me to get on my hands and knees, I'll beg. Just give me John's body. Just give me the body. If you have a conscience, give me the body. Just give me something. I get the fuck out of this place. This is just a living nightmare for me, his mother, his brother's sisters, and his family. You just don't know how much is hurting us. Whatever it was, whatever went wrong, just give me the body. Please, please, please. I can't beg you. I can't keep begging you, but I just need my son. I just want to bring my son home.
This is that when I see his dad, you know, every video I see, you can see he is just absolutely desperate to get his son back. He is doing his absolute everything to try and bring John back home. And you can see he's heartbroken. He is probably exhausted. I think the journalist had said that he wasn't eating, sleeping very well, and obviously neither was his wife. And they're both of ill health as well. And yet here they are, they're still trying to, you know, just get their son to take him home now. Obviously, there's been a couple of days where he hasn't kind of posted. So it was good to see another video today, because him doing these videos will only help keep John into, you know, the social media world, because it then gives content creators something to post so that we are still talking about John. But I can't imagine that this is an easy thing that he has to do. And then
We're up here at the location where Madison give us. She says this is where John is more likely to have been tucked in the car and dumped. Look at all this. Heavy Bud Pro. Solo Tech Bloom. But seeds everywhere. Fucking. This is. Like. Look at this. There's a pair of knickers. There's a pair of knickers. Coming all over.
Hey, my Madison.
This is stuff. Is this Madison knickers? What is going on here? We're up here.
So again, another location that they're looking. They're going through obviously rubbish now. You know, it could be, you know, wherever they've put him, if they've put him amongst the rubbish, that he would be underneath it. But I mean, it's like, let's just it's just put a dot in it and see where we go. The information is just having them on a wild goose chase, and it's not fair. Like, you don't just, even if they're off their heads on the devil's dandruff, right? You don't just forget what you do with a set of human remains when you offload them to wherever it is you've offloaded them. Now, like I said, it could be simply that, you know, there's no body, there's no crime, and therefore they are not giving up anything at this precise moment. I agree, Joe Boy, it's really sad. The children, especially when you hear them on that voice, on that call. But that might be their thinking, like, if we don't tell them where he is, they won't have a body, therefore we can't get done for anything. Or we'll wait until as long as possible so that the process that he might have decomposed, so the process of decomposition is kicked in, and therefore barely any evidence, if any at all, is left behind, so that they can't get a cause of death. Or they know that they've offloaded him into the sea and that they may never find him. But either way, whichever way round this is, they're giving this family the runaround, and that is not fair. They don't deserve that. They deserve to know where he is, regardless of what he's done or not done, and he needs to be reunited with his family so that they can do for him what they need and want to do for him. And the thing is, the never knowing is the worst thing. Like, if you never get the answers, that's the worst thing that can ever happen, because then it's, well, we don't have him, we don't know. Could he still be? Did we get it wrong? Were they lying to us? And it just leaves everything unanswered, doesn't it? And so all we can hope, guys, is that every day that we talk about this, every day a new bit of information is brought to light and we share it, that puts on the pressure on this bunch of people to give the family the closure that they deserve. They deserve the closure. His children deserve the closure. Stop giving them a runaround. At the end of the day, you can only run for so long. You can only hide for so long before this all comes to a conclusion. And either way, this will come to a conclusion. And either way, there will be proof and there will be evidence enough to bring these people down. Nobody gets away with anything for long. And they will have left themselves a trail without knowing that they've left themselves a trail. And all we can hope really is, before that kind of kicks in, is that they find John. Stop messing about. Give the family the location. Tell them where John is. Let them bring John home. Stop being awful human beings. I mean, you are anyway. If you can take someone's life, you're a terrible human being. But you're only adding charges on at the end of the day. You're only adding on to stuff. I don't know, Joe Boy. They did say, well, according to JS in the voice note, apparently the police have a car. Whether they do or not is another matter, because at the end of the day, can we believe these people? Can we believe them? Probably not. So we will have to wait and see. That, I mean, the thing is, the Spanish aren't going to. We know with Jay Slater, the Spanish don't talk. They don't do press conferences. They do not give updates. They don't like journalists, obviously, because the journalists went in with John's dad, Billy, into that meeting and they asked her to leave when they knew who she was. It was quite scary that they knew who she was on the computer system. It's very scary that they have that information. But they asked her to leave, which, you know, fair enough. But at the end of the day, the family are going to tell her anyway, so that she can obviously put the information out. And it's frustrating for people because nobody knows. Like, we can be sitting there saying, oh, well, they're not doing anything. And they're about as good as Lancashire Constabulary and this, that, and the other. But they could be working wonders behind the scenes. However, we know publicly they've done nothing because we've not seen them. The family haven't seen them, and they've not been out there actively helping this family search for their loved one, which is, again, terrible. It's like, you know, I've said this many times on all the different lives and videos that I've done. You know, they've kind of gone, oh yeah, well, yeah, he could have been shot between this date and that date, and yeah, we've got some stuff from the house evidence, you know, bit of a crime scene that's only been a couple of weeks. And then, yeah, that bit of wasteland just there, you know, that could be a crime scene. Go fill your boots and go and search it, rather than them searching it. And they're the police. They're the ones that should be searching a potential crime scene, not not your average person that isn't forensically trained or minded, that would be thinking, oh shit, we need to preserve stuff here. No, you just go fill your boots and go search that bit of land that could be a crime scene. I don't know that information about who is supporting her. She's probably getting money wired to her. She's got her OnlyFans, hasn't she? So she's got an income coming in there. So I would imagine that mother is supporting her, which, again, you know, her mother is going to support her, I guess, especially if she's told her mum she's innocent and she didn't do anything, and that she's been scared. And the thing is, we have to remember, we have to go back to the fact that Maddie is just 19. So she is young, she is impressionable, she is vulnerable, and this JS guy seems like a douchebag. And he's probably quite narcissistic towards her, and she probably is scared because she probably knows, has seen, even seen John's body. That's petrifying for anyone that's never seen a body in that situation. She's probably been exposed to more things in this last couple of weeks than she ever has in her life, and so we have to bear that in mind. But she also knows right from wrong, and she knows that she should give the information up. She will be scared. She absolutely will be scared, and we can't take that away from her. Especially if, if we're reading, that there's gangs involved that make threats to life and stuff like that. Of course, she is going to be scared, and she could have a certain level of, being scared and under this JS's control. And what can you do? Yes, she's scared, but again, either way, I think, as the pressure is now mounting, I think she will probably cave a lot quicker than the others, because I think she's then going to be scared of, well, I'll end up in prison, because now she's in this world of, well, I could be unalived by a gang member. I've got JS on me and Holt controlling me, and he's a narcissist, and he probably commits acts of DV, because we've heard voice notes between them being toxic with each other. I think she can defend herself as well. And then she's got this whole thing going on where she's also got this family, and then also her face now is everywhere, all over social media. Everyone knows who she is. That was her fault. She should never have spoken out on her profile, because that just then gave everyone permission to show her face and talk about her. So, it is what it is. The rights and wrongs of it now is just, and I think they know as well that even though the family are saying, just give us the body, we're out of here, we don't want anything else, we don't want anything more, we don't want anything less, we just want his body, we're gone. They know the reality is that as much as the family will want to be out of there, if they find a body, obviously the police are going to turn up. The police are going to have an autopsy done, if they can indeed do an autopsy. And they are going to obviously try and identify these remains, just to make sure that whoever it is that they have is the person that they believe that they have, because obviously they can't just take them home without any testing going on. And then there's the process of repatriation, but that will come once everything else has been done in Spain. And so the Spanish have a case, and a criminal case and a murder case on their hands, and they're going to see it through, because they're going to want the tourists of the future that might come to Spain to see that these types of people are dealt with. So it's all well and good saying, just, we're out of here, give us his body, we're gone. They don't have a say in the legal process and what's going to happen to them. But what we do know from that podcast from Allison, what she said was that with the Spanish, they tend to get all their ducks in a row. They do all their investigations, then they make their arrests and do all of that sort of stuff. Whereas we over here arrest and investigate. They investigate, and then once they've got a case, they arrest the relevant people. So we just have to sit tight. But you can keep up with a lot of this information in that Facebook group. There's stuff being posted in there. Kush the Walls is posting stuff on their TikToks. I'm keeping up to date on mine. Down the Rapids is keeping up to date on his as well. So do go along and watch and keep up to date with what is going on. And then when I next have any significant information, obviously I'll upload it on here, but I will come back and do a full live once we get enough information to come on, but I have posted those videos for you guys so that you can just play the calls and listen to them. And I think it's worth listening to them a couple of times, because when you listen to them a second and third time, and I'm still hearing stuff from the first time I listened to them, it's worth just listening to them so that you can hear more as you hear them, because then you get used to the accent and the volume and everything else. Hey, Donna. And once you kind of tune into the accent, I think then you start hearing the voice note, especially, but the call that was recorded, you get to hear that a lot better. So with that, I'm going to end the live now. I will be back on my TikTok in a bit, where we'll just have a little catch up and update. It won't be a full on live. Well, I didn't plan on it being last night, but then all this information came to light, and so we went with it. And but we do have the Gypsies Book of Bollocks to get through, and then couldn't tell you, Joe. I weren't there. I honestly don't know. Obviously, you've got to remember what we're seeing, what we're hearing. You know, again, we have to take everything we're seeing and we're hearing with pinches of salt, because, again, we don't know if they're being honest, and the chances are they're not being honest. What I kind of think they're trying to do is save their bacon and make it look like, oh, well, we're helping you. We're trying to give you a location. And so with everything that you're hearing, like everything that came out of JS's mouth, he's just looking at blaming John. So what do you know? What do you believe? And obviously I wasn't there. I don't know anything of what's gone on in terms of what happened that night, and I wouldn't want to speculate on that. That's something that'll all come out later in the wash, as they say. So we just have to wait. And in time that information will come. That's all right, Donna. Like I said, we've got Gypsy's Book of Bollocks later. And then the Lifetime documentary, which we're boycotting and streaming, so people don't have to watch it with Lifetime, because that's what we do. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one, Joe. A lot of people have struggled. Even people from Ireland have struggled to understand that voice note. I'm not even joking. I pick up segments of it as the more I play it. The more I play it, a little bit more, but a lot of it, I don't think I'll ever understand fully what he is saying. So, guys, whoa, there's a lot of noise going on. I will be back on TikTok in a bit. I will be back on here at some point, depending on what and when we get of information, but I will post updates on here. But I will catch you guys very, very, very shortly. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever you're doing, having your lunch, breakfast, or dinner. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys.